Confirm that the mic is on. Jeez. I don't know what was happening, but the mic is now officially on. Good. Let's go ahead live here. Okay, Instagram, I think we're back. Apologies everyone for that. That was it was a bit of a technical glitch where apparently some of y'all were able to hear me, but on my platform here, it indicated that it was muted. So we're back. All right. Hopefully we'll get the viewers back in here. Thank you, folks. Special edition, huh? I'm doing 2 lives in one day. Doesn't happen too often that I get to have the time to do 2 lives in one day. But really trying to push forward with, trying to catch up on the watch hours. Really, June is the deadline. I got less than 2 months to try to get a lot, the other 2,000 watch hours. I need to create more videos for sure. I'll probably create one tomorrow. But it's difficult because we're in this kind of midpoint where we do not know more information than what we need, right? Those ticket prices would be really good to know right now. Really good to know. Of course, when exactly the tickets will go on sale, that will give us a timeline. All those things. But anyway, mi gente, travel football fan here. I'm helping fans save money and travel the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup and sure the Gold Cup. Let's throw it in there too. Please ask your questions. This is going to be an open Q&A. Ask your questions. I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities. Please make sure that if you're on TikTok or Instagram, tap the screen in front of you, increase the likes, share the live. If you are on YouTube, please thumbs up the like, okay? As much as you can, so in that way we can go ahead and get more traction on especially TikTok. I am struggling on TikTok reviews right now. So let's get to it. So you have a question, how much is the final tickets? We don't know the ticket prices right now. The tickets are not out yet. They will be on sale starting September. Okay? September. Okay? Really, the major update right now is pay attention to a couple of trends. As I discussed in the live earlier today, these FIFA Collect packs are telling us a few things, right? One, FIFA is struggling with the Club World Cup ticket sales. That is a fact. They are struggling mightily with the Club World Cup. Okay, they're not getting any sort of traction with ticket sales for the Club World Cup. Okay, so that's why they're doing those big FIFA Collect drop packs. They want to get you to buy Club World Cup tickets, so now you have a right to buy for the World Cup. For the most part, you should avoid those packs. They're not good for you. Only in certain circumstances where it might make sense for you, but again, it is in effect forcing you to drop money on the Club World Cup in order for you to then have this right to buy, which might not even give you a good game. Okay? They might not give you a good game for the World Cup. So you got to read the fine print. Okay? Got to read the fine print. I would say that is the main thing. And the fact that FIFA is not dropping the prices for the Club World Cup should also tell you that they're not going to do anything of that sort for the World Cup if international fans are not coming, right? If all of a sudden it's just going to be an American World Cup in the sense that it's only American fans going, they're not going to drop those prices. FIFA's going to insist that the price they put on the menu is the price, and it will stay that way, okay? So do not expect the prices to drop. Will all the World Cup matches sell out? Not if foreign fans are not allowed in, if the administration cannot guarantee the safety of the fans. If they're going to be harassed at the airports, if they're going to get detained by ICE, they will not come. And thus, the stadiums will not be sold out. It will not be sold out. Are the tickets less in pesos or Canadian dollars versus US dollars? No, they will all be the same price. It will not make sense for FIFA to keep changing the prices between the countries. Are the Club World Cup trade sites completely confirmed yet? Not that I've seen. I know there's still a few other teams that have not confirmed those sites. Okay? Juve is in West Virginia, though. That is confirmed. Juve decided to train at the Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. Apparently, a lot of NFL teams go and train there when they are doing their East Coast trips from the West Coast. So, apparently, they want to train near a nuclear bunker site. Go figure. Does FIFA release all the tickets at once? Is there a release it per rounds? Okay, but yes, in effect, all tickets will be available per round. Okay, it is not going to be like Copa America, so don't expect that process to be like Copa America. Okay, especially if the Arab countries make it, bro. Especially if the African countries make it, Colombian fans are not going to be able to go to this World Cup. The visa processing times have not been improved at all. So yeah. Should I have been contacted by On Location? Well, I haven't been contacted by On Location. So I don't know why they're taking forever to contact everybody, but yeah, it's wild. They have not contacted everybody. Yeah, hospitality. If you decide to go for hospitality versus regular tickets, they're two separate tracks. You can't cut in front of any sort of line if you go through hospitality first. It's two totally separate ticket products. Okay, two separate, totally different products. Okay. Are the hospitality package worth buying? I just want the tickets, not the rest of the fancy stuff. And no, right? Ricardo, like I was saying probably earlier, I am a contractor now with Absolute Sport. I've decided to work with them to sell World Cup travel packages, which would include the game ticket, your hotel, 3 nights per every one game you select, transportation to and from the hotel to the stadium, and other perks. If you are interested in that, again, go ahead, either DM me or send me an email. I'll send you the information. If you're interested in purchasing those packages, then great. That will at least guarantee you not the fancy stuff. So yeah, look, I know that I enjoy planning on my travel. I love using my travel points miles, but for many of you, I understand travel is a pain in the ass to plan. So this is just an easy way for you to go to the World Cup, confirm your ticket, and at least have your hotels. The packages won't cover the flights, but at least you'll have your hotels. How do I buy the tickets? FIFA.com/tickets. That's where you're going to be buying them in September. So hang on tight. You're not going to any of these resale markets. I know that it's complicated because for the Club World Cup, you would be buying them through Ticketmaster. But for the World Cup, you ain't doing Ticketmaster. You ain't doing any of these other third-party platforms. You will be buying through FIFA, unless FIFA tells us something else, which they haven't yet. Barcelona will not be invited to this tournament. It'll be either LAFC or Club America. The whole thing with Leon is completely stupid. What do you think about Toronto scalping tickets as well for the shit redesign of BMO Field? I think it's a stupid-ass idea by Toronto to be trying to scalp hospitality tickets to who? Saudi oil money makers? I mean, it's just dumb. Fidime, go ahead and send me a DM. DM me, okay? Because I have to email you the package information, and then if you wish to purchase the package, we got to have a talk first. So please DM me if you're interested for those World Cup travel packages via Absolute Sport. For the Atlanta Round of 32 right to buy packs that included a ticket to the Chelsea Flamengo game, do you know if I have to go to the game to keep my right to buy for the World Cup? If in the fine print it says you don't have to go to the game, then you don't have to go to the game. But my question to you is this: why would you waste that much money for the right to buy? Y'all know that the right to buys are worth 0.0005 cents, right? I should make a video about that. The right to buys, let me repeat that. The right to buys are only worth 0.00005 cents. It is literally worth less than a penny. So I would not be buying these packs if your intent is not to go to the Club World Cup match that you're buying for. Why? Like, that makes no sense to me. Do not do that at all. Okay? Dude said, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Well, there'll be an online waitlist in September. Again, it's got to be an application process first, dude said, all right? Application process first, and then there's going to be some secret rounds. They haven't released how they're going to do it for this time around. I did create a YouTube video explaining how the Qatar World Cup process went, just to kind of give you a background. Go watch that on my YouTube, and then, we'll see what happens. But we don't know the specific process for 2026 just yet. Okay? Why is it expensive? FIFA. That's why. So if teams train at a specific training site, does this mean that the teams will only be there? Only be there game day? That they won't be there game day. Remember, some of these training sites, they have to go there, travel to the other cities, right? To the actual games. So yeah, exactly. All right. Does Absolute Sport guarantee tickets for my team? Yes, that's the whole point of these travel packages. It would guarantee you the ticket. It's not a hospitality ticket. It's either a category 1, 2, or 3. You get to pick the ticket that you want. So Absolute Sport works with the federation specifically. That's how they're able to get access to these tickets. All right. So if you don't want to wait for, for the application process and all that jazz, then you can go ahead and purchase, the package through Absolute Sport. Thank you, Kevin, for the subscribe here on YouTube. Appreciate it. So yes, you could do that. Obviously, you're going to be paying more because it is a hotel, plus transportation game day, breakfast, travel insurance, and of course the service for organizing all this for you, right? So it is going to be, not as expensive hospitality, but it ain't going to be as not expensive as if you were planning all this, as if you were just doing the application process. So there is a process to that, yes. All right. Thank you for the follows there. Thank you for the follows there. In your opinion, how much do you think an average ticket for a group stage will cost? Look, the Kansas City Public Broadcasting did an interview with the Kansas City CEO. He said $323 starting. The Kansas City Public Broadcasting did not return my calls for clarification on that statement, but the Kansas City CEO did not correct the record. So I'm going to stick with that it is going to be $323, Category 3 tickets for the group stage. So that means it's already going to be expensive. Do we know which clubs will be playing in New York, New Jersey for what, Diego? For the Club World Cup? Yes, the schedule's already out. Go check out the Club World Cup schedule. What do you think are the odds for getting a right to buy through the raffle? Through the raffle? Be more specific, True Blue. You have to be more specific there. With Absolute Sport, can you use your Hilton or Marriott points for the hotels? No, because they will be booking your hotel for you. Now, you can earn, Marriott and Hilton points because you just put in your loyalty reward number. But no, it will not work like that, right? You can't. The Absolute Sports Service is not just ticket. It's a travel package. So no. So that's why, like I said, I know for a lot of people, they're going to use their points and miles. Great. Use that, right? But for others, they're not going to be in that game too much. What is the name of my channel on YouTube? Same name, Travel Football Fan. When will the first sale tickets happen? September. I'm going to a World Cup game even if I have to sell an arm or a leg. Probably don't sell the arm or the leg, though. Look, man, not in this economy, bro. Trompito's going to deport you for not having an arm or a leg. Oh, my goodness. How does the FIFA tickets work? If I open different FIFA accounts and one of them has a sister or mother's name, they will check the IDs, but it is encouraged that everyone in your family members apply for tickets. That is encouraged. But, you can't create like a fake account. Like, they're going to be able to tell because you're going to have to verify it by some way, shape, or form, which is why I'm telling y'all, get your passports. Okay? Get your passports. All right? And yeah, you'll be able to transfer the tickets between accounts. Where do you find the Absolute Sports service details? You can go ahead and DM me, and I'll send you the information, okay? Shiva, go ahead and DM me. We'll exchange emails, and then I'll send you the information. I think their is at Absolute. Okay, I'll type it here in the chat. I think it's at Absolute Sport US. I probably should check that first before I share that with y'all. Let me double check. Yeah, it's Absolute Sport US. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, can you use government rates for Absolute Sport? Tampoco. You can't do that either, folks. Again, the whole point of these travel packages is that you're buying a travel package. So, yeah, you want to be able to use government rates. So, yeah, a lot of travel hacking. I see that. No, which is great. I love seeing people wanting to do travel hacks. That's exactly what we want to do for this World Cup. But I know for a lot of y'all, you hate travel planning. So, hopefully this is an opportunity for y'all, to be able to still be excited about the World Cup, but not having to do a lot of the planning. And look, I had like several conversations with them to make sure that the pricing made sense. Obviously, they're a business; they're going to charge, their prices, that it makes sense for them, but it also that it makes sense for all of y'all. Is there a match that you can buy when buying tickets? I have a family of 5. Esteban, we don't know those details yet for 2026. There was a limit for the 2022 Qatar World Cup. You can go watch my YouTube video on that, so that way you can see the whole process there. U.S. residents gets first access? We assume so. We assume. Okay. Tell me how good James Rodriguez was. I mean, probably best player since Pibe, or even best player since Faustino Asprilla. Thoughts on the Champions League semifinals? Give me PSG Inter. I'm tired of the English and the Spanish ruining the Champions League final, which I did not care for. But give me French wine and Italian pasta, baby. Give it to me. PSG, Inter. Internazionale, right? I should be respectful to Internazionale. PSG Internazionale. Give me French wine and Italian pasta, baby. Give us a different Champions League. Let's go. Falcao clears James. I can see it. I think James had more impact in the World Cup than Falcao. Obviously not through his fault, through injury. But I can see it. Is Duran going to start for the Selección? Of course. Just because he's playing inside, don't mean he can't start. He can't score goals. What was the match tickets Qatar? I want to say it was 20, but you need to check. Go watch the video. Go watch the 2022 Qatar video. But I think it was 20, okay? And so if it was 20, remember, you still have to assign it to somebody, okay? You can't just buy 20 tickets and scalp them. You have to assign those tickets. You think it was 6? Might have been 20. I don't know why I think it was 20. Go watch my video breaking down the 2022 Qatar World Cup ticket buying process. Hey, can you go over about ticket buying process in detail? Well, that's what we're talking about exactly there, Javier. We don't have those details right now for 2026, okay? We do not have those details for 2026, okay? So, yeah. You're planning to travel every game Mexico national team onto the quarterfinals. All right, cool. Again, I'll send you those packages for the Mexico for Absolute Sport as well, because they do have those packages as well. David, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it there on TikTok. Yo, TikTok is going to be problems here because the views have crashed. Barely breaking 1,000. I should be getting 10K minimum on all these videos, man. It's insane. TikTok, y'all need to reshare the videos. Because I need to reappear in the algorithms, man. It's insane. Why aren't the right to buy tickets good? Don't they guarantee you a World Cup final ticket? Not necessarily. What pack are you talking about, AOG 90? What final ticket are you talking about? The one I reviewed this morning? It does not guarantee you anything. That's if your team makes the final, then you get the right to buy for the final. But that's not the same issue for all these right to buys. What is FIFA doing in Miami to avoid the Colombia fiasco as the previous Copa America? It's not just the Colombia fiasco. I know the Colombians got the bad rap. All right? Let's just call it a fan fiasco. All right? FIFA has a lot more plans than CONMEBOL. Straight up. Okay. Do I see all three CONCACAF hosts getting out of their groups? I do not see USA getting out of their group. I see Mexico. I see Canada, but not USA. Not with the fan base how it is right now, and half the country hating Pulisic for supporting Trump. I don't see the support there for them. I haven't seen you in my algorithm in such a long time. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to go watch my videos and reshare them. Kind of force the algorithm to do stuff. Yeah, because I don't know why it's not really helping me out right now. My views have been trashed this entire month. Ever since the April 5th deadline and they restarted shit, it's been trash. You had to give names of diesels and couldn't reassign anyone else, which was crazy. Yeah, you gotta give names. Yeah. I mean, FIFA's not gonna let you resell the tickets just like that, fam. Ain't gonna let you do that. If I put a deposit down on the FIFA website for 2 tickets, what does it qualify for? Mike, did you do that for hospitality? For on location? Then that's gonna be strictly hospitality. All right, that's gonna be strictly hospitality, not regular tickets. By the way, has anyone heard anything about the World Cup hospitality refund deadline? No, but I probably need to. If there is a deadline, then I need to find out. Let me write that down. Is there a deadline? Because I need to tell y'all if there is a deadline. Refund deadline. Hospitality. Because I have $1,000 there, and I don't know if I'm gonna be doing hospitality. Not with the way that they're pricing these games out. Should I create different emails to increase my chances? Not different emails, Quintana. Not necessarily different emails. Each person has to be verified. So you just can't create, that's like creating bot accounts. You can't do that. How many tickets are being set aside for Elon? I don't know, but screw the muskrat. I don't remember. I did 500 each. Yeah, that sounds like hospitality Mike did. That's not going to get you access to the regular tickets. That's not access to regular tickets. All right? Don't really have any favorite South American team, but I fondly remember Once Caldas, A, because that was my grandfather's team. B, I remember their Copa Libertadores run. Which game is happening on June 20th? I don't know what game is happening on June 20th. Do you think everything Trump is doing, FIFA could potentially cancel games in the U.S.? Nah. If Infantino ain't going to cancel games in the U.S., if anything, they're going to be even more desperate to sell the tickets at a higher price, try to force people to go to these games some way, somehow. I imagine school buses full of kids trying to go to these games. Yeah, no, FIFA is too invested right now to make the U.S. happen. This country could go into a civil war and it'll probably still happen. That's how desperate FIFA is. Gold Cup lied to us. We were promised Japan, Spain, and France. Nah, no. CONCACAF never promised that. People started yapping that it was going to happen like that. No. CONCACAF did not promise none of that, fam. And realistically, we should have known better. The Europeans are still qualifying for the World Cup during that period. South America, not everyone is confirmed, although it kind of looks like it is going to be confirmed. Like, none of these big teams were going to come. Like, we should have known better too, fam. And I think people will show for USA and LA not to support the national team, but see a World Cup. Yeah, I agree. 12018 World Cup by 2042. Yeah, and they'd be brought back in the U.S. under a dictatorial regime. So that's the only way it's going to work. Oh, man. Any news on the Mexico Fire Team Hospitality? No, I think they might restart selling some of the packages, but it's at a higher price. It's not worth it. Instead, again, I'm working as a contractor with Absolute Sport to sell World Cup travel packages, and that will include access to Mexico games that are not hospitality. It will include your hotel, game day travel to and from the stadium and the hotel, breakfast, and other perks. If you're interested in those travel packages, please DM me after the live, and I'll send you the information. Okay? But yeah, the hospitality ones, I mean, they're wanting to increase the prices even more for that. Thoughts on Lucho? Been out of Form 80? You guys, Colombia went on a 24-game unbeaten streak for 3 years. Why are we freaking out that Colombia has lost a couple of games in a row now? Like, it was going to happen. We were not going to continue winning. Eventually, the steam did run out. You know? So, it's just kind of weird how we're freaking out. We should not be freaking out, guys. We should not be freaking out. Favorite U.S. President? Obama, because I work for him. My president is black. Alright? Now the question, would FIFA put out the right to buy hospitality tickets, then a couple months later they changed it to a $1,000 deposit? Yeah, exactly. Hospitality tickets have gone wild. Okay? Why the change? Because they want to make money off the Mexican fans. That's basically what's going on. They want to overprice the hospitality tickets. Okay? Bro, can you still sign up for World Cup tickets? Yes. FIFA.com/tickets. You can sign up and at least, be on the list. When are we going to hear what countries play in what cities? December 2025. Might be Vegas for the draw. That's the odds-on favorite. But I'm bullish still on DC hosting the draw for the final because Trumpito. Because Trumpito's going to want to be in that show. He's gonna want to take out some balls. And he's just going to want to be there. Okay? So, yeah. When do the tickets start selling? September, mi gente. September. Okay? September. Yes, the opening game is going to be crazy at Azteca. For sure. Do you see World Cup group stage ticket categories, category 1 at 800? Yeah, I can see it. Javier, let's talk more about the travel packages with Absolute Sport. Again, send me a DM so I can send you the email afterwards. We'll exchange emails, but send me a DM, okay? But basically, these will be 3 or 4 star hotels. For the Mexico package, actually specifically, one of the hotels I've stayed at the Le Meridian Reforma, which is a Marriott property. Excellent hotel. Excellent, okay? So if you do go with one of these packages with Absolute Sport, you're in good hands because they're going to pick some really good hotels for y'all, all right? Praj, tell me the process for booking the tickets. Again, we don't have that for 2026. I did create a video about the process for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Do check that out, okay? Because that's probably going to be more, you can at least learn some things from there that we can anticipate for 2026, all right? So, yeah. I know a lot of the questions about tickets, folks. You just got to keep waiting. All right? You got to keep waiting for this process. And then, again, keep saving money because that's the most important part. No, there hasn't really been a lot of info, at least at large, about the hospitality packages. They've been releasing them per city. So the pricing per city has been different. I haven't really wanted to share what, few people have told me Because the problem with just sharing a few pieces of information is that you can't fully verify. And it's not to say that people are lying to you. No, I'm sure all of the people that I've been receiving information from have been good people. They've been sharing me good factual information that they've received. But I need to verify. I need to kind of take my time and not really just spill the beans immediately in that respect. But yes, from what I'm hearing, On Location is taking their sweet time with these hospitality packages because they're looking to increase the prices of it. How can I look at the Azteca seating chart? Well, they're not going to release a seating chart for you. You don't get to pick the seat. Through FIFA, they're going to give you a category ticket and sit you in a specific region. But you're not going to be able to choose your seats. Okay? Azteca Pavilion was 13.5, and I think they sold it out in 20 minutes. Yeah, and I think now it's on 15K, I think it was. Yeah. And yes, I did hear the same thing about they might be releasing 2-game hospitality packages, which is what I would have been interested in. But the way that they've been overpricing these tickets, I'm not too confident that the pricing would match really what would be good market value. All right. Cool. Yeah, Javier, you're doing all the right things there, but brother, you're doing all the right things, bro. Get your documents together. Get those passports, purchased and everything. Get all your documents ready because that's really going to help you with your travels. Absolutely. You won't be able to choose your seats at all? No, you can't choose your seats, folks. The category is the category because they got to figure out who's fans for what country. So they're going to put specific sections. That's how they're able to get the fans of a specific country in that section. And then everybody else, they got to line it up based on the families that are sitting together, so on and so forth. So, yeah, you can't choose your seats. You can't choose your seats. And you can get a free trip to El Salvador if you have a tattoo. Yeah. Folks, try to cover up your tattoos if you're trying to come. Like, this country blows. If I want to follow Colombia and also catch a game between Mexico and Canada, how should I approach it? My buying strategy? A little bit complicated because we don't know where... excuse me. A little bit complicated because we don't know where Colombia's going to be playing. So that's going to be probably a question that happens later. If you want to follow Colombia, again, Absolute Sport does have a travel package for my Colombians. They do have a travel package that you can follow Colombia. But then probably afterwards, the problem is... Actually, let me go back. The problem with that strategy there, Christian, is that Canada and Mexico games are all at the beginning. They're in the group stage. They only have 13 games each country. 13 for Canada, 13 for Mexico. And I think Azteca hosts a round of 16 and Vancouver hosts a round of 16. That's it. So once you hit that point, you can't really go backwards, right? All the games will be in the U.S. from the quarterfinals onward. So if you're trying to do that strategy, you're hoping that Colombia is either in Canada or Mexico, or you're just going to have to go to the first Mexico game, first Canada, first game in Mexico, not necessarily the first Mexico game, the first game in Mexico, then go to Vancouver probably, right? You stay kind of in the West Coast area, and then you catch up with Colombia, but you probably can't see all of the 3 games for Colombia. Will we need tickets for the fan zones? We don't know yet. Naomi says, we're making it. We're making it. Don't you worry, Bobby. We're making it. Why can't you pick your seats at the World Cup Stadiums? They don't let you pick seats. Yeah, they don't let you pick seats. So you get the ticket. You get the ticket that you get. And hopefully they won't be... you could resell them in the resale market that FIFA will have set up. Yeah, that's the thing, right? So if you're looking to follow a team, but you also want to go to a game in Canada and Mexico, you really can't do it. You're going to have to at least miss the first game of your team to then go to a game in Mexico and then a game in Canada. So, yeah. If I'm in the U.S., how much do you think tickets for the semis going to cost? Several $1,000s, but we don't know the specific prices yet. All right? It's going to be several $1,000s for sure. All right? Several $1,000s. I did hospitality when they came out and paid $400 deposit. Now they require $1,000. Yeah. Yeah, my dad. And the prices are going to be higher. There's a minimum package could be $14,000 for you. So that was just a deposit for you. I'm probably going to request my deposit back. Not going to lie. Because the pricing just isn't good. The pricing just straight up is not good. All right. All right, folks. Good questions. Good questions. Again, let me reset. So I'm Travel Football Fan. I'm helping fans save money and travel to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. TikTok, please like, share the live. I see no share. The lives have not been shared. I see 0 right there. Keep tapping on the screen for the likes. Y'all need to go and watch my videos and reshare all of them because my algorithm has nuked me ever since the restart of what is it, TikTok 2.0 or 3.0 now. The algorithm nuked me. So y'all need to go and reshare my videos. Instagram, thank you for joining. 25 people is a lot, actually. That's nice. That's a nice Ecuadorian flag. It's actually Colombian, but the price is the same for each group stage game. Yep, it'll be the same price. It'll be the same price for everybody. I don't see anything different in terms of that price. No, the prices for tickets will all be the same across all 3 countries. It'd be dumb for FIFA to switch them up. I've been waiting 4 years for the World Cup, but all this Trump stuff's making me scared. Look, Soloma, like, I hear you. Especially if you're looking to travel to Mexico and then come back, you gotta have extra planning. You gotta have your paperwork on point. Tell your friends and family what your travel plans. Don't deviate from those travel plans. Yeah, you're just gonna have to have a lot more preparation. That's all. How likely do you think? I don't know the odds, fam. I don't know the odds of you getting a ticket. You assume that you'll be able to get a ticket. Now, is it a game that you want? I don't know. H-Town here. I spoke with Houston Dynamo sales. Hospitality price, not the deposit, was minimum $14K. It's around there. You mentioned about ride shares and avoiding them. I didn't say to avoid them necessarily. Just that if you're going to do them, like in cities like in New York, like I shared in my reel today, they're going to charge you extra little fees. And it could add up. Add up. Are you driving or considering all transportation options? I'm not really driving. If I go to World Cup games, hopefully it'll be here on the East Coast. I want to go to a Colombia game. All right. I'm not going to be doing as much travel as I thought I would. Okay. But I got my Amtrak points that I'm racking up. I should be racking up more. I should be filling out more surveys. But hopefully I do have enough Amtrak points where I can just travel up and down the Northeast. Are we planning on rushing the gates if tickets are $5K each? Hey, that's on you, fam. That's on you. Porque somos tan pechos fríos con qué? Pues con la selección, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just like, we just lost a couple of games. That's all we did. We went 24 straight. We'll be fine. We'll jump back up. We'll make the World Cup, yo. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So vamos a estar bien. What stadium do you want to visit the most? The Monterrey one. El BBVA. El de Monterrey. I've never been to Monterrey. So, yeah. 14K hospitality is wild just for the group stage or one match. I think that would be for 4 games. For 4 games. 14K. All right. So, yeah. I definitely want to go to BBVA. Monterrey. YouTube, any questions? Any questions? What are some advanced travel hacks for outside of sport events? That's a very broad question, all right? But let me try to tackle it, all right? Just a little bit, though. The way you got to think about travel hacking, we'll say, using travel points and miles to get you, really luxury travel experiences or even just tickets, pennies for the dollar, basically, right? You got to think about where you want to go first. Obviously, we all know here for the World Cup, boom, ahí está, no? But say you want to go to Dubai. I've done that trip many times, and that's how I went to Qatar, right? We went to Dubai. You think about where you want to go, and then you work backwards. What points do I need to collect to go to Dubai? Then which credit cards will help me get the points that I need to get to Dubai? Then which credit cards matches my spending that I do on an everyday basis to then collect those points that will then get me to Dubai? That is the way to think about travel hacking. Let me give you just that to, think about and simmer. Y ya para adelante vamos. Okay? Folks, don't ask me to predict prices for tickets. My guess is as good as yours. Unfortunately. How do you get a refund on your deposit? Mike did. Probably ask on location for it. I have to go back and check. Where do you find the terms and conditions for the Atlanta World Cup group stage pack? Go see if it's there on the FIFA Collect pack. If they don't have anything, then that's it. If you think your team will make it past the initial group stage, then is it wise to save money for the knockout group stage games? Yeah. Yeah, it would be. You just obviously don't know which knockout game that will be. Do you think passport or real ID will be needed? Yes, I think both, and you should get all of them because especially if you're looking to cross between borders, Guys, ICE is not fucking around. They want to send people to get to El Salvador. They want to send people to these detention centers because they want to make money off of that. So stop thinking that it ain't gonna affect y'all. Get your passports, get your real ID. Again, create your travel plans. Have friends and family be aware of the plan. And not gonna lie to you, it might seem excessive. Get an attorney. Have that attorney on speed dial so that he or she can help you out in case shit goes south for you. Just saying, fam. The more you prepare, the easier time you're gonna have with all this. Yeah, get that real ID ASAP. I don't know why y'all waiting for it. Honestly, y'all waiting like crazy, yo. I'm putting that comment right there. Get your real ID quick, yo. We watching this World Cup from the pen in El Salvador. Yo, hell no. They ain't taking my ass over there. I'm a citizen. Screw that. Over my dead body, ain't gonna take my ass to El Salvador. If nobody has told you, I want to say thank you for providing us all this info. Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Why don't I think they play Quintero? I mean, Quintero está viejo, but yeah, maybe they should put him a little bit more. JJ, thank you for the follows there. TikTok, thank you. Again, go back, watch all my videos, TikTok, and reshare them because the algorithm nuked me. We don't know how many tickets we're going to be able to apply for the lottery. We don't know just yet. Can Colombia win the World Cup? I think so, but I think realistically, I think they're going to get. I think they're going to be a dark horse semifinal team. All right, dark horse semifinal team. I think that's. I think that's where we're going to be at. That's an exaggeration. Look, man, good that it happened for you. Good that it didn't happen for you, but it's not an exaggeration because we keep seeing the news on it. So, John, you might disagree on my perspectives or anything, but like, look, it's happened to people, so I can't just dismiss that it's happened to people. I can't dismiss it. Just because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean that it ain't happened to others, and it's happened to others. So, I gotta report what's happening, and that is what's happening. If I come to Boston, let me know. I live near the stadium. Dale, thank you. Appreciate it, Straight Cash. Appreciate it. All right, appreciate it. I'll have to go to a semifinal regardless of who plays. So that's either going to be Dallas, or that's going to be Atlanta. All right. Do I have a WhatsApp group? No, I don't. I'm concerned about creating a WhatsApp group, man. Like I can't have my phone be blowing up like that. German tourist was just detained in Hawaii, so it's definitely not excessive. Yeah, it was actually two young German women. Two young German women that were arrested by ICE, detained, strip search. Like, it's just massive civil rights violations happening to people, yo. Like, I have to be transparent and honest about those things. And if it bothers you, then I'm sorry. Then, it's one of those things that, it should bother you. Do I have a Reddit page? No. Last time I went to do you remember the last time in Colombia was a favorite? No, 94, I was only 6 years old. Will immigration be at the stadiums themselves? Not that I've seen. Okay, I don't have any information to confirm that. So let's just hope that they don't. Okay. First sale of tickets will be September, Javier. All right. Are any of these packs worth buying? Go check out my packs playlist on TikTok. I've created a whole TikTok review of the FIFA Collect packs. I'll tell you which ones are good, which ones are not. Most of them are terrible. Will the lottery for group stage happen before the groups are even announced? Yes. First round will happen before. Okay, it's going to happen this September. All right. JJ, go to collect.fifa.com/drops. That's what we're talking about, though, with those packs, okay? Yeah, not even U.S. citizens, so safe. That's correct. Yes, so the first sales window is September. We don't know the full process, but we assume that's going to be the blind period. That's going to be the blind ticket sales period for tickets, okay? But we don't quite know the details of that sales period just yet, okay? We don't know just yet what that's going to look like, all right? No Telegram group either. No Telegram group, no WhatsApp group. I just, obviously I can't have my phone blowing up. So, yeah. Am I still running in Virginia politics? I'm still looking, okay? But there's been some things that have changed, and I have to consider those changes. So I know it's a very cryptic answer, but I'm still looking into it, okay? It's a very delicate, thing, and I need to take my time to think about if I decide to do it or not. I already registered with FIFA. Anything else I should do to buy direct? Well, not much else you can do right now, fam. Just keep saving that money. man, these Club World Cup games are going to be empty. Yeah, because FIFA refuses to reduce the price of the tickets, which again should tell you something. If FIFA is so adamant about not reducing the ticket prices for the Club World Cup, don't expect them to do that to drop the prices for the World Cup. Do not expect them to do that. They're not going to do it. All right. My agent said that the packages can range between $1,500 to $2,500 a ticket for the hospitality. That seems about right. Will they have some type of digital fan ID card? We don't know. We don't know. And a lot of that might be a no because, again, of this administration in the White House, Trumpito, basically saying that he does not want foreigners to come into the country, does not want to allow visa-free travel. They're so anti-immigrant that they're not going to want to make these types of projects happen. If it happens, it will be last minute. It might create further confusion, and that's going to be a problem. Okay? That's going to be a problem. I want to go see Dortmund, but F these prices. Plus flight, hotel, car rental, plus gas, plus food. Yep. Price for the Club World Cup, man, are just ridiculous. They do not make sense at all. All right? I just secured my 4-pack hospitality in Guadalajara. Damn, Gonzalez. All right, straight. That's good for you, man. Do you have a signal group? No signal group. No groups, fam. I don't want to create a chat group. Honestly, I don't want to create a chat group. I have a broadcast channel on my Insta. I do have a broadcast channel there, but I also haven't been using it as much. The Club World Cup tickets in Boston. I mean, look, no, there's no games in Boston. Right to play Mexico makes it to the final has to be a joke. I reviewed that pack this morning, fam. I reviewed that pack this morning, all right? And it is indeed a joke for $1,500. Mexico's not making the final. I guarantee you that. First timer at a World Cup, what would it make this World Cup ever at least beat the last one? Go support the Mexico or Canada games. That'll be a little bit more magical. In my honest assessment, do that. Support the Canada and Mexico ones. You're going to feel better about supporting those two countries than the U.S. That might be a little bit of my politics talking, but that's how I feel right now. He got a signal group for sure. No! Hey, not in D.C. Hey, you know how here in D.C., them signal groups gotta get someone fired here, all right? Hell no, you gotta be careful with it. Yo, D.C. is the city, if not number 1 or number 2, with the most spies roaming around this city. So, yo, these signal group chats ain't secure, fam. They're hella not secure, fam. I got no signal group for the World Cup, all right? Yo, I ain't trying to... Hey, if I get added to that, if Johnny adds me to that group by accident, I will spill everything, all right? But at that point, I need to be lawyered up. Like, probably some security outside my door, fam. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Nah, fam, I can't risk it. I cannot risk someone coming after me for signal leaks. I didn't know I was Colombian. Yeah, I'm Colombian. Mis padres son de Bogotá y del Tolima. When our World Cup tickets coming out September. USMT for the win. We winning the World Cup. What are you talking about? If the U.S. wins the World Cup, Argentina 1978 confirmed. Desaparecidos and the home team won the World Cup. Bro, confirmed. Confirmed. If the U.S. wins the World Cup, it was rigged. And we're doing the same thing that the Junta Militar did, disappearing people off of this country. If y'all want to repeat history, then that's what you're hoping for. Signal group with the real secrets. You know, the biggest racket, if I ever did a signal group, was asking all y'all to pay to get in. Pete is going to add me to the signal group. Bro, if I ever get added to a signal group, it will be massive problems here in this household. I will tell you that much. That is all I would be able to say. All right? I'm not a federal employee, but let's just say I know people that are in federal government. If I ever got added to one of them signal chat groups, fam, I would need to find a lawyer ASAP. The home team always goes far, though. Not World Cup final, though. Not World Cup final far. Hold on now. The U.S. couldn't effing beat Panama in the fucking Nations League. You're going to tell me the U.S. is going to win the World Cup now? Get out of here. If I may ask, how was your whole trip to the game? I saw your video and I felt like you should have gotten a better seat. For Inter Miami, I felt the seat was fine. Why didn't I spend more money? Because I didn't feel like spending more money. $80 a ticket. I was with my wife. we had already kind of spent a bit of money on the hotel room. I broke down my travel hack. But yeah, it was fine. It was I enjoyed my trip. You know, I sometimes you don't always need to go in luxury for these types of games. But yeah, I was cool with it. I was good. US may get as far as the quarterfinals. I don't think they get out of the group. Be honest. No, the Club World Cup games will be empty. Real Madrid first game. Majority of tickets are sold already. Yeah, but there's gonna be a lot of games that are gonna be empty. They're not gonna be even half full. When they finish the draw for the World Cup 2026, all the match tickets gonna be available the same day to buy. Probably within the week. Probably on there. So yeah, probably within the week. Child fullbacks gatekeeping the World Cup ticket prices. Nah, fam, quite the opposite. I want to spill it. That will put me in front of everybody else here in the media. I'm the only one. Actually, hold up now. I'm the only one that called New York, New Jersey as the final of the World Cup final. I was the only one saying that New York was going to be the one chosen for the final, and I had my reasons. But everybody else was saying Dallas. Everyone else was saying that. I was even saying Dallas for a while. But then about a month out, I said, no, it's New York. No one believed me. So, nah, I ain't gatekeeping info, fam. I will let you know the second I find out. Because I do want to be the one that breaks that story. Qatar didn't make it past the group. Yeah, Qatar didn't make it past the group. I don't see the U.S. make it past the group the way they're playing. So, just going to win the World Cup. I think a South American country does win the World Cup. So, that's going to be Argentina. I don't think it's going to be Brazil. I appreciate your advice on saving money. Dale, dale, dale. Remember, I do have, if you are looking for a high yield savings account, I do have a referral link to Ally Bank. Their APY slightly lower than some other banks, but you will get a bonus, and I will get a bonus as well for using my referral link. So go check it out on my website, troublefootballfan.com. Will there be a recount if the U.S. doesn't get out of the group? Trompito Mami, make some calls, though. The second you see a penalty given out of a bullshit reason for the U.S., that's when you know the call was made. Yeah, Cameron, it was absolutely going to be New York. There was no way there was not going to be New York, but people were saying Dallas. New York has got everything, basically. And Infantino likes New York. El Salvador versus Venezuela would go crazy in New York, bro. Insane. Platinum Delta Amex and Venturettes for traveling, good or not? Depends on your travel style. If you live in a city that has Delta, that works for you. Depending on your spending habits, the Venturettes might be good for you. I love the Venturettes myself, but it's always a personal question when it comes to credit cards. People are talking about World Cup visas being hard to get. Any chances? Yeah, they're hard to get because this administration does not want foreigners to come to the U.S. Facts. Of course, it's got to be Argentina because of Argentina's obsession with the FIFA princess. Yo! It's Argentina or France until proven otherwise. It's because Dallas' stadium is in Arlington. There's no transportation for Dallas there except Uber. Yeah, I mean, Dallas not putting a public transit system was actually quite a loss for them. They've had the same governor for years. They could have put easily a public transportation system to connect the stadium to the rest of Dallas and won the World Cup final. But they just were greedy. That's why. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. Jerry Jones definitely did fumble it. Are there any Club World Cup matches in Boston? No. Did you hear about the 50% discount for Club World Cup tickets? No, but I don't know. That might have been the thing for the foreign fans of the clubs. You think it's gonna be achievable to go to multiple games as a U.S. citizen? At least within the U.S. It's gonna be maybe a little bit, hairy to go back and forth, but you can try. I think Atlanta will be crazy. I think Atlanta will be one of the few places that I think I'll be like, I want to say Atlanta, L.A., Seattle, New York are probably going to be the good places. Probably Philly, too. That I would feel cool with going and celebrating in those cities. Even my hometown of Miami, I mean, voting for this bum ass that's in charge. Like, I feel, I have my feelings. I have my feelings to and from with Miami. And, me being Miami myself. Now, the 50% off for Bank of America holders, gonna have to check that out. Let me get back to you on that info. So yeah, Philly's a big no. Nah, Philly's dope. Philly's dope. I'm cool with Philly. What took you to DC? Work. Nah, I don't know about Kansas City. Seattle winning the Club World Cup? Nah, they won't win the Club World Cup, but they'll get out of the group. I think Seattle. I think Seattle has it to get out of the group. I don't think these other teams are going to bring like their big teams, their big players like that. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Inter Miami gets out of the group though. I don't think. I think Inter Miami got a worse group because those other teams are going to want to make a run. Agenda for 75th Congress this month was released last week. No FIFA World Cup topics. I hope the ticket if it was announced. Yeah, I haven't seen anything myself, so. Yup. All right, where we at? We have 50 minutes. All right, I do want to keep this to an hour, so that way if people miss the live, they could go back and watch it, see if they missed anything, if they felt like, this was helpful to them. So we will be wrapping up in about 10 minutes. Don't leave just yet. I'm going to wrap the YouTube portion in about 10 minutes. I'll probably continue on TikTok at least afterwards. How did my Inter Miami get invited? I mean, they won the supporter shield. Like that's the excuse. But listen, dark horse, sure. I mean, I'm not really. I don't really follow the Club World Cup like that, and so that's why I really don't care about the Club World Cup as much. I know it matters for a lot of you, but it is what it is. We'll be traveling to Seattle to watch River play. That's cool. That's cool. That's dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. What other questions we got? What do you have to say since FIFA has players playing on overload of games? I mean, I think the Club World Cup is a bad idea. The year before the World Cup, I thought at first all of these tournaments was going to be great, right? Now I'm regretting thinking that because this is not good for the players. This is not good for players at all. Seattle has the early group round games. Yeah, they do as well. So that could help them out maybe in as well. But yeah, it really all does depend right there with Seattle indeed. So yeah. What other questions we got, folks? We could wrap up in the next 10 minutes or so, and then we just take it from there. But yeah, no, this has been a good chat. Does Airbnb have options in Mexico City? They do, but keep in mind, Mexico City and a lot of places in Mexico have been on this like anti-Airbnb mood. So if you're going to book with Airbnb, may I suggest you contact the host directly, and hopefully that host is a local Mexican resident and not some gringo that went down there and brought properties. Like, support the local Mexican economy. That's why I don't really encourage Airbnbs, and instead I want you to support the local Mexican economy. Okay? That's what I'd rather you folks do. Okay? I want you to support the local Mexican economy. All right. Will you have a community page where people can share places, stay, or workarounds with different cities? I'll think about it. Okay. Right now, I have to see just exactly how that will look. I was hoping that would have been the Patreon when I was running it a couple of years ago, but maybe that was too early for that idea. So yeah, it might have been too early, but it might have been too early for that. Maybe I'll launch a Patreon, but at the same time, we'll see. Do you know about the FIFA deposit hospitality? I think it was 500. Is it legit? No, it is legit, Shiva. But at the same time, that's if you want hospitality. Like I said, I'll email you the information about the packages from Absolute Sport afterwards. They should have done a North South America 2018 Gold Cup instead of the Club World Cup. No, they should have done no tournaments. Guys, the whole point is players are tired. Just don't do a tournament this year. I think, or if the only tournament would have been the Confederations Cup, which would have been awesome. Just do that. But not a big 32-team Club World Cup. Not a 2014 Gold Cup. Folks, these players need a break, man. They need a break. Which then leads me to any thoughts on the Gold Cup this summer. Fam, I legit do not care about that. They should really be rolling out the C teams for everybody else. Predictions for any World Cup groups? Nah, I don't. I mean, it's too early. Like, it's almost pointless to make any predictions about the World Cup groups at this point. Our pockets need a break too. Yeah, that too. the players need a break, and our pocketbooks need a break. Absolutely. Do you think MetLife Stadium is a great stadium for the World Cup final? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's gonna be about the vibes. New York, man. New York. Look, listen. New York is New York, fam. New York is New York. Do you think they'll prefer empty seats or lower tickets for Club World Cup tickets? Well, right now, FIFA's saying empty seats. They want the money. And Adrian, yes, correct. They do. They threw in a ton of incentives for these Club World Cup teams, but We have to wait and see whether that's still going to result in the teams really taking this competition seriously or not. They're trying to squeeze the consumer as much as they can. Those hamsters so enough fast. We got a few million coming your way. Maybe. We'll have to see. You know, I really do think it's a lot for these players. And the next one's supposed to be 2029, right before a even bigger 2030 World Cup. Geographically speaking, that's gonna be tough, man. Should I save my money for the World Cup or should I spend on the Club World Cup? That's up to you. I don't know what teams you support or anything like that. So that's really up to you. You think Colombia has a chance at the World Cup? Yeah, I think they can be semifinalists. I think they can be semifinalists. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Should I, let's see, how far, yeah, so I do think Colombia can make semis. Might be a little bit of homerism in there, but I do think they have the team for a semifinal run. I think they do. I think a semifinal run will be dope, to say the least. Is De Bruyne going to Miami? I don't know. We got a stacked team as it is, I feel. Do you suggest to get the Hospital Pavilion tickets for 2026 World Cup now? If you're willing to spend that much money, yes, I guess. But also, as I've been saying before, I am a contractor with Absolute Sport. In effect, selling packages, travel packages for the World Cup. So if you're interested in one of those packages instead, go ahead and send me a DM. I'll email you the information. If you're not interested going down the hospitality route, but again, that's up to you. I'll send you the information afterwards as well. Qatar didn't have they used it as a trial run for logistics. Yeah, they did. Right, they did host that Arab Cup before, and also remember that Arab Cup. Not a lot of those teams went to the World Cup, so they were able to at least do a tournament that was at least professionally really well run. And yeah, they were able to do a lot of trial runs for that. Absolutely. Do you think there'd be another surprising team this World Cup like Morocco? Absolutely. I think it's Colombia, but there'll definitely be a surprise team. I mean, is Uruguay a surprise? I guess you could say Uruguay's a surprise only because they are really a boom or bust team. I can see Uruguay going for it. So Dale say, send me a DM either on TikTok or Insta. We'll discuss emails. Do I think El Salvador can make the World Cup? Maybe. But their team has always just not been that good. Yes, the prices are out for the hospitality tickets. They depend per each city. If Colombia wins this World Cup, this live will be an epic moment. I agree. When you look back, I agree. Buying the RTB off the marketplace, good idea or no? The right to buys are worth 0.00005 cents. They're worth less than 1 cent. So if you're going to buy a right to buy, please make sure that you're buying the right to buy that's going to work for you. Because once you buy it, you're screwed. You are absolutely screwed. Okay? So please do your homework on those RTBs. Okay? I can see Japan going far, yes. Daniel Munoz to Liverpool? Yeah, probably. But Lucho Diaz probably is going to be leaving the team, more than likely. Okay? So yeah, please do your homework on the RTBs, guys. Please. Don't you feel bad for Neymar? Yeah. It looks like Neymar's legs are cooked, man. It's really sad to see. I think the World Cup is either going to be Argentina or France until proven otherwise. So yeah. FIFA thinks we're stupid. They need to earn their dollars in the U.S. Listen, FIFA's obviously doing FIFA things. They want to make money. So that's why they're going all apeshit crazy about these prices. Absolutely. All right, folks. Last couple questions. I want to end it at about the hour mark. So now folks, if they missed this live, they can go back and see it. But look, 2 lives in a row, 2 lives in a day. How about that? 2 lives in a day. Gonna try to do a lot more of these. I probably will do a video tomorrow and a live tomorrow night after I come back from coaching. And again, we're just gonna keep talking. Because I need to make up the watch hours. It is really crunch time for me because if I don't make the hours by June, I'm gonna start losing some of those hours back, and it's just gonna be really crazy. I also need one of these videos to just go to the moon and just get me the watch hours I need. Seriously, I need all the watch hours I could get. But again, folks, thank you so much for your sintonía. I really appreciate all of your support. Again, folks, on TikTok, go to my videos, reshare them. I need to pop up on everybody's algorithms. For everybody else, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. And remember, I have a newsletter. Go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter via my website, travelfootballfan.com. I am a contractor with Absolute Sport, selling World Cup travel packages that will guarantee you your ticket, not hospitality, but a category 1, 2, or 3, and your hotel for the World Cup. If you're interested in that information, please DM me on either TikTok or IG, or email me for more information about those World Cup packages. I'll go ahead and send that information to you. Other than that, thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate y'all's follows. Please make sure you're following me everywhere. And I'll see you the next time. España para la segunda. That could be the one team that overthrows either Argentina or France.